Hi, I'm Annie Botticelli, and this is the Storyteller Forecast for Leo for December 2016. Go to my website, anniehelpsyou.com, see what's new on my blog, and if you would love to be a coach as your profession and have a bustling online business helping people, check out my coach certification and online business course, which might still have some spots available. So what is going on in the month of December? The sweetness we had in November carries over for the whole month of December. We've got a little bit more of a glimpse of the past and gifts from the past, as I'll get into for December. But overall, just lots of beautiful energy, especially for Leo, because Leo is a fire sign. And for a good bit of the month, we still have a strong Sagittarius representation, which started in November, bringing succulent surprises, which is my theme for Leo for this month. Whenever the planets are in Sagittarius, personal planets are in Sagittarius, that blends well with all the other fire signs and it lights them up. So the theme of last month was all lit up, and that energy carries over into this month. Then you'll feel the Capricorn energy starting to creep in and bring necessary grounding. This move over from Sag to Cap energy reminds me of the game Miss Pac-Man, when she eats the pellet that turns the ghosts edible, and there's like that frenzy and everything moves faster and it's exciting. You have to eat all the ghosts and get all the points and get the fruit and everything else. And that's the energy of Sagittarius, especially combined with another fire sign like Leo. So that energy will be present in the month. And then when the ghosts start flashing and things start slowing down and it's time to get back to business in a more calm, focused way, that's the energy of Capricorn. And that will start marching in. In the beginning of the month, you'll feel a theme of it in the backdrop, and that will become the dominant theme by the end of the month. For Leos, there is, and this is all early, middle, and late degree placements, you have strong energy in the fifth house. The fifth house is the house of Leo. So this energy of children, creativity, pregnancy, pregnant with ideas, pregnant with a child, conception, child rearing, taking care of other children, projects involving children, or just wild creativity that has nothing to do with kids whatsoever, athleticism, music, singing, acting, anything like that is in this house of the fifth house of Leo. So all these things are lit up for you this month. This is also the house of fun and hobbies and romance and true love. So when this sector gets cooking, it's like massive amounts of potentials for fun and frolic. It's very, very cool energy. So you might have child energy in your forefront, even though it's not going to manifest that way for everyone. But for parents or caretakers of young children, there are some other ways that this can come up. If you have an issue with your child, like for instance, the school or a psychologist or someone is telling you that they have ADD, they are, they need to be left back in a grade, different kind of things like this. This energy is telling you to dig deeper into alternative options. I personally believe, from looking at the charts of many, many, many children, I love looking at the charts of children, including babies that were just born, is my favorite thing to do, that you can see with how a child is wired and see that certain people just are not going to blend well with the public school system. And so you might have to make some decisions to support your child, because there might not actually be anything, as they say, wrong with your child. It's just that your child isn't a match for the education system that they're in, and they need different resources to thrive. So looking into alternative education, looking into online education, looking into homeschooling, things like that. Also getting the kids away from the screens, away from the sugar and the additives, and out into nature more is one of the best things that can support focus. And fish oil. Fish oil in children is very helpful. It's scientifically documented, and this is for adults too, to help with ADD, ADHD, especially when you get a good source. My favorite source is Omega-3 Innovations, and you can look them up online. They've got cookies, fish oil cookies for kids, and they've got lots of studies in what those about what those cookies can do for the children with their attention and even their test scores and things like that. So And all of that I just said for kids is actually relevant for adults too. And you might find that to enhance your creativity, you need to have a little bit more focus, and the fish oil could help you. You know, this is a highly, highly, highly creative time for you. If you find that there are some blocks interfering with your ability to have fun, there is a wonderful Bach flower remedy, B-A-C-H flower remedy called rock water that can help you to let loose a little bit and step into your creative flow and your fun. You can find that at a health food store or online on Amazon. Also, for parents or caretakers of any person of any age, chicory, the Bach flower remedy chicory, C-H-I-C-O-R-Y, can help you to know how best to support them while balancing your own needs. So those are some things specific for Leo. Now I want to go into some more details about the amazing opportunities in December in the general astrology. So I'm calling the month of December the general theme of the month of December that will hold true for all signs, gifts from the past. That sweetness that covered November moves into December. We've got so many sweet aspects in the month of December. It's very exciting. So the difference between November and December, since there's a lot of sweetness in both, is that November up until around December 3rd is completely clear for new launches, bringing things out into the world, making big decisions, taking decisive action, anything new, establishing birth dates for important things like establishing LLCs, getting domain names, anything that you would want to do that has an imprint of something new and moving forward. November has all of that sweetness that is geared towards these launches. However, December, starting after December 3rd, the Mercury retrograde shadow energy starts to seep in, and it begins this very long-term theme through the end of May of 2017 of moving backwards, trying things on, looking back to the past, studying, researching, planning, getting things ready in the backdrop, studying for and to push forward at the end of May, June, July of 2017. So I call this month Gifts from the Past because there's a good chance that a lot of things to help you move forward are going to come from the past, but there are a couple of things to keep in mind. The first thing to keep in mind is that a lot of the transits that are occurring that are so sweet in the month of December involve 60-degree angles. And 60-degree angles are ones that want you to take some action in order to get the rewards. Some aspects like trines, you don't necessarily have to do anything and it kind of just can bring things. And while the 60-degree angle can also just bring something, in order to fully activate the potential, you have to do something with it. So there is action requested throughout the month, but we have to remember two important points. The first is that since this retrograde energy is starting to come in, it's important to not work too hard or push too hard for certain outcomes. It's okay for you to be busy in the backdrop. It's okay for you to be looking forward to a goal out into the future, but trying to get too much done or out in the month of December, there will be roadblocks and you'll have energy that's kind of pushing you back, kind of like the tide. If you're trying to get a boat out and the tide is coming in, you'll start to feel the energy of the tide coming in December, and it will stay in for quite a while. So the second thing to remember is to understand the short-term nature of the transit. And that is true from December all the way through the end of May of 2017. So it doesn't mean you can't do anything for this 6 months. We saw very similar energy last year moving into January through the summer of 2016 because we had Mars retrograde. When we have a succession of personal planets in retrograde, the energy is just sort of not wanting your final product to be pushed out at that time, but you can make plenty of headway. It's just kind of going back and in. So as I mentioned before, like studying, researching, planning, organizing, experimenting, trying things on, moving along a continuum that you've already started. So let's say you launched a blog in November. blogging throughout December through all these retrograde planets through May is totally fine. You just want your launch of your blog to occur in the good launch time. If you can't launch because you've missed the opportunity to do that, it doesn't mean you can't be working on activating your goal. Now, we'll use the blogging as an example there. Let's say you have this idea for this blog, but you didn't launch it in good stars, but you're excited to get going on it. The best way to handle that is to write your articles, but don't publish them. Get really clear on the direction of your blog and just do all of this work in the backdrop. And then when the stars are good again, next summer or winter for our friends down under, then you can take all the stuff you've done and just post it and push it out. So that's a really good example of what we're trying to do here. A time to try things on. So besides a little bit of challenge in the middle of the month and kind of an overtone of a challenging transit, the rest of the month is super sweet. So for those in the United States or whoever else has holidays at the end of the month, there are beautiful holiday transits all through the end of December. And then at the same time, there's this concurrent theme of Jupiter in Libra opposing Uranus in Aries. So what we need to know about that is that this energy doesn't come together very often. It happens once every 14 years or so. So the theme is necessary change to bring about expansion. Lately, I've been seeing the woodpecker. I always look for the messages that the plants and the animals and whatever else has for me. And this theme of the woodpecker is coming up really strong as I was planning to do these horoscopes. I saw woodpeckers or heard woodpeckers several times in my organizing process for the horoscope. So I feel like it's relevant here. The woodpecker in the Animal Tarot deck that Ted Andrews put together, which I love all of his work, talks about doing things in new and unique ways that are specific to your way of moving in the world. When the woodpecker shows up or this transit shows up, that will be a theme in December. It's a challenging theme, but it's happening at the same time as all these other sweet aspects. It's demanding that you figure out how you can do what has to be done in your own unique way. So you might have to break with tradition by using wisdom from the past or intuitive understandings. Some other things that are helpful for this transit are utilizing group connections. The energy really wants this connecting with other people. So Uranus rules the internet and it also rules social interactions. So there are many people that have this gap between where they are and where they want to be. And what will fill that gap in is connecting with other people and being part of a group of like-minded people where they can get support, etc. So that's one other way. Something else that is a major theme for this transit is befriending the internet. And if you've already befriended the internet, getting to know more about it and how it can serve your purposes. And that's part of what this clash is about, Many people really need the internet to do what they really want to do, but they're afraid, as you should be cautious, and it's important to be educated. But at the same time, you have to push through that resistance, and this theme of this transit is very much about pushing through resistance. So I'm going to give you the great dates in this month of December, and please note that every date that I give you, you can always have the potential to feel the energy of that transit before or after the actual transit, okay? And also, if you would like to see why these transits are good and get more information about the month ahead for your planning purposes, definitely sign up for my free email newsletter on my website, anniehelpsyou.com. You get free gifts and you get my newsletter that comes a month early before the upcoming month, so that you get more details than I give in the horoscopes about the certain dates and why they're good or why they're challenging. So the good dates for December are the 1st and 3rd. Those are your last good days for launches. 6th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 24th, 25th, 27th, 28th, and 30th. The challenging dates, and some of them are the same, there are other challenging aspects happening on some of these good dates, so the challenging dates, 10, 13, 19, 26, and 28th. Okay, so definitely go to my website, see what's new on my blog, anniehelpsyou.com. If you would love to be a coach and help other people with anything in their lives, spiritual coaching, intuitive coaching, life coaching, abundance coaching, wellness coaching, relationship coaching, diet, wellness coaching, you will love my new coach certification course. And there might still be room if you check on the website. This also includes my online business course to help you to do your coaching online. So check it out on my website, anniehelpsyou.com. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I will see you next year. Bye.